It's no surprise that Gravy Bones has been terrorizing the Guardian class pretty much since his first day of release. But with Valda getting a lot of support in Mastery Pack Guardian, I believe that there's a world where we can turn this matchup around, and as Guardian players, we can try to make it not completely unbearable. Now, Gravy Bones is tough to play against because Gravy Bones is able to go tall and wide. Gravy Bones uses cards like Avasti to give their allies go again to be able to really go wide and apply a lot of pressure. And then also using cards like Golden Tipple to be able to get on the ground faster and quicker while generating gold and putting their allies into the bin. It can be really tough to keep up while they're doing this. But something that's interesting is that anytime they draw a card, we're able to create Seismic Surge tokens, which is really neat. The other thing that makes Gravy Bones hard to play against is Chum. That ally is the toughest thing in the world to deal with. It has to be killed on the spot because Chum's ability to act like Arclight Sentinel and all of our Seismic Surges popping at the beginning of our turn can be really, really bad for us. The other card that really helps him out of the matchup is Blood in the Water. With Valda's ability to use Dominate and really go over the top of things, Blood in the Water being a 1-card 6 is absolutely insane and can really, really slow you down and put you in a bad spot. With that in mind, as Valda, we get some pretty cool tools that we can actually use to try and apply a lot of pressure and disrupt Gravy. First, and the most obvious being Batter to a Pulp. Batter to a Pulp is really good at getting the compass off the board. Being able to give Batter to a Pulp dominate and not needing to line up like Mites or Pummels or anything like that is absolutely awesome. Batter to a Pulp looks to be really, really good in Valda, and if you're able to get the compass early, you can really do some work here. The other card that helps us out is Blow for a Blow. I've been a big fan of Blow for a Blow in my sideboard because it's a great way to kill 2 allies for the cost of 1 card, which is absolutely amazing. And just keeping the board clear is a big part of trying to win the game against Gravy Bones. Another card that I really like is Crush the Weak. Now, Crush the Weak has 2 roles in this matchup. The first is that it's going to help us keep the Golden Tipples off of the board. It's going to make our opponent block if we're throwing Crush the Weak at them. So it means that if they want to play Golden Tipples or they want to play Murderous Rabbles or any of the other cards, Saltwater Swell, they're going to have to block this out a little bit so that the crush effect doesn't slow them down. It also gives us the ability to kill things like Whaler Humperdinck and Chum and not have to worry about making sure that we're trying to pull 3 or 4 cards together to kill something. Being able to use Crush the Weak as a way to get some of the bigger, more problematic allies off the board is very, very good for us. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is Anothos. Now, this may sound very simple, but some Victor lists, mine included, were trying to play Titan's Fist and Aurum Aegis and things like this to try and generate a lot of Might tokens and stuff. But inside of Valda, we don't have to worry about this. We get to play Anothos, which means we can clear bigger allies easier. Now, it doesn't help us deal with Whaler Humperdinck, but being able to clear Chum, Scuba, some of the bigger allies is really nice and can go a long way for us. Thanks for stopping by, guys. I hope you enjoyed the match. All right, we are playing Gravy Bones and we're going first. We have a pretty decent hand here, I feel like. I feel like we can just go ahead and make 3 Seismic Surges off of Heaving the Thunderquake. I don't know, Heaving Thunderquake feels pretty mediocre, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of that play. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to... I think we'll just go ahead and pitch to put them in their place. We'll make 2 Seismic Surges, and then we'll just swing Anothos for 6. Arsenal to Disable. Trying to really use Disable as a good line of disruption here early on feels pretty good. We could have just made the line to make a Surge and then thrown Disable and Arsenal put them in their place, but I think this is better. Oh, wow. This is actually crazy. This is crazy. So we can play a Seismic Eruption, play Promising Terrain on our turn. We can block with this Disable if we want to. Lines up pretty well for us to be able to block with and not really put us out of our way at all. Sawbones and a Rigor Mortis is fine. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's fine. Oh, they decided to undo. They want to discard something different? Sure, that's fine. Okay, yeah, discarding Chum makes so much more sense. Chum is absolutely insane. It is broken. We also have 6 Seismic Surges in play right now, which is like kind of dumb. Having 6 Seismic Surges in play is like really dumb. They're going to activate Gold Baited Hook to create a gold. You know what? I think I'm actually okay with them making a gold. I don't really think I care about this. I want to put the Promising Terrain in play, and then we're going to throw the Disable at the Chum, and we're going to Arsenal the second Seismic Eruption, which is fine, because we're going to be able to draw a card and gain a life here. We take 1. We're going to hope that they actually activate the Chum, because we're just going to throw it at them regardless. Yeah, they do it immediately. You love to see it. They discard a Sawbones. Drawing Headbutt is fine. It's like, okay, I guess. So we're going to go Promising Terrain number 2. We're going to pitch Headbutt. And then we're going to send Disable at the Chum here, which is perfectly fine. Being able to get Ley Line of the old ones into play is going to be a big help for us here. And then we make 6. We go up to 6 total Seismic Surges, and we just kind of pass here. Being able to throw Spinal Crush at them is pretty good. We'll just try to force like some cards out of their hand here, maybe slow them down a little bit. I can block easily with the Crush the Weak. Yeah, blocking with Crush the Weak is fine. We'll just go ahead and get some value here. I would like to be able... I have 10 Seismic Surges in play. God, this is so funny. It's so free. Everything's so free against them because they draw so many cards and do so many things. Oh, it's so funny. I'm assuming they'll hit something and discard something, more than likely. I mean, they did get to opt off of Eye of Ophidia. Okay, they actually have 2. Blue Swell into the bin seems fine. They can put something into play. I'm definitely just going to throw Spinal Crush at them. We're going to play the Surface Shaking, and then we're just going to, like, hit them with the Spinal Crush here. Prank them, John. We're continuing to draw pretty good setup turns here that are keeping us going so far. Nope, we have 12 Seismic Surges in play now. This is absolutely absurd. Man, if we're able to draw into... Pulverize, that would be crazy. Yeah, we're just going to take 6. I'm okay with this. I think taking 6 off the Sawbones is fine. Giving them another gold is, like, okay. It fuels their game plan, but we have a couple of tech cards to try and help us get rid of this. We did draw into Batter to a Pulp, which is actually crazy. I mean, I really like the idea of throwing Batter to a Pulp, I think. Are we supposed to throw Batter to a Pulp this turn, or are we supposed to throw Spinal Crush? So I think we're supposed to play Surface Shaking, and then we're supposed to hit them with the Spinal Crush. And we're going to hope that we can actually get some equipment out of the way right here. Yeah, we're just going to try and get some equipment out of the way. Because if they block with virtually any equipment here, and they don't have like a D-React in their arsenal, Batter to a Pulp's looking absolutely insane next turn, which would be really, really good. Because we're going to play the Seismic Eruption, and we're going to get 3 more Surges here. I mean, or honestly, if they just decide not to do anything, and they're just going to, like, let Spinal Crush crush, then that's okay with us as well. I don't like that they said no blocks. That scares me. It makes me think they have a Blood in the Water. Yeah. Drawing a Blood in the Water is pretty unfortunate for us here. It's like I'm assuming, yep, they discard something. They take 3. We're going to play Seismic Eruption, go up to 6, which means our Batter to a Pulp next turn is going to be free. It's pretty tough to get this off the board. Terra Sunder could help. Kind of like the idea of that. We can block Headbutt. We can block Headbutt here, and then we can Arsenal the Spinal Crush. What is a Vasti? Go again and draw a card? Sure, that's fine. So they're going to go Rigor Mortis for go again. Having 7, like, man, all the surges you get from playing against this deck is kind of crazy. So they make a gold and have go again. And then they're probably just going to put another ally into play. No, they want to attack with the Sawbones. Okay, I mean, that's fine. We could block with the Spinal Crush here. But Spinal Crush is a very good card to help us take tempo and like really do some good things. I think we're in a position where we can take some life pretty early here. I think this is okay. Also worth noting that we're about to chew through their equipment. Like, we're about to get a lot of value out of their equipment right here. Like, they'd have to have like another Blood in the Water. And them drawing 2 Blood in the Waters in the first 4 turns against us is just pretty lucky. So we play Terra Sunder, and then we're going to go Batter to a Pulp for 11 Dominate. And we're probably going to get 2 cards out of their hand no matter what here, just trying to apply immense pressure at this point in the game. We also do not have a setup turn here. Like, there's not really any like good setup for next turn, so having the Spinal Crush and Arsenal could go a long way in helping us try to make sure that we can try to keep them blocking. If we get their Compass here, I think we're going to very, very easily be able to fatigue them. But getting their Compass feels very unlikely because they can block 3 from hand, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or more if they need to. I mean, if they're willing to give up Flexors here to stop this, which, to be fair, like, if that's what they have to do, they should. It's worth it for them. They can get one of our Seismic Eruptions here. They don't have to get something of theirs. It's also worth noting that Sawbones does not help them. Preventing damage unless you already covering it up does not help. And then they don't really have a turn because they're going to have to, if they do activate Flexors here, they're going to, if they activate Flexors, they're going to have to discard their last 2 cards because we are coming over the top 4-3 right here, which is pretty good. Terra Sunder doing some nutty things right here. Yeah, all right, so no crush effect on the Batter to a Pulp, which is fine. Not great, but fine. That Chum is going to be obnoxious later. Chum is like one of the few ones you kind of have to kill. Okay. I'm kind of deciding how we want to play this. We have 2 Seismic Surges. I think we're just going to pitch Pulverize. We're going to play Smashing Good Time. And then we're just going to come in with the Spinal Crush. Because this allows us to destroy the gold. If this hits, not if we crush, which is pretty awesome. And then we get to Arsenal our second Batter to a Pulp, which lines up pretty well. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're down 8 right now, but this feels like it's going in a decent fashion for us. Because we need to force them to... We're going to force them to block a little bit here. They're going to activate Compass in response. I think that's something that a lot of people don't think about doing initially on Talishar, at least in this window. Most people are thinking like, oh, well, like IRL, I'll do it before blocks, but they have to do it in this like weird window on Talishar. So I think that kind of like, it requires a lot of like these small, silly undos, which I completely get. Our opponent blocks 3. Okay. I mean, if they're willing to give up 3 cards here to protect their gold, I'm okay with that. Sure, they use Sawbones, so they're going to take 2. Smashing Good Time hits, and we're going to destroy a gold. Right? I mean, it's an item with cost 2 or less. I thought we could destroy a gold. Maybe Smashing Good Time does not have as much value in this matchup as I thought it did. That is unfortunate. And don't get me wrong, it's okay. Like, we get to block Imposing Visage and disable here. Like, we get to block like this. It's not the end of the world. Yep, and then they're going to attack for 6, which is fine. I'm just going to let the 6 crash through here. We'll go down to 20. And now, before their turn ends, we're going to play Seismic Eruption. This is going to pop us up to 4 Seismic Surges, which is really, really good. And it should be Compass time. We're going to make a new Surge and then come in with Batter to a Pulp for 10 Dominate. This should be enough to get us the Compass. I'm hopeful anyway, because if we do get the Compass from here, we're just going to pretty much focus on like fatiguing them the rest of the way. Now, the fact that we're at 20 is pretty low, I would say, like for it to be turn 6. But I think we have a decent chance of just being able to block very aggressively. And then from there, just like playing to the fatigue plan, or even trying to like close the door on them pretty fast if we need to, because they'll have way less things they can do effectively against us. Oh, they're digging. Yep, and we're going to make another Seismic Surge, which is awesome. You love to see that. They discard a Loot to Hold. Kind of surprised to see them discard Loot to Hold. I mean, if they have Blood in the Water, or whatever it's called. Is it Blood in the Water? Oh, wow. This is a blowout. Seeing the absolute back-breaking ability of Fearless. Wow. Fearless Confrontation. Putting its weight in. Like, pulling its weight. Wow. Wow. That is a blowout. Into Blood in the Water. Yeah. Man. That feels bad. We've put ourselves in a pretty tough spot to try and get to this position. So this feels tough. This does not feel very good for us. Solid Ground feels like it could be okay. Well, their last card being Call to the Grave is pretty good. Now, I mean, I guess they're going to put an ally into play, and then they can put, like, they're going to put an ally in their graveyard and then put something into play. Scuba's fine. I mean, they can't attack with it, so it's whatever. They're going to attack with Rigor Mortis. I'm going to pitch the Pummel to Solid Ground to block this out effectively, and then I'm just going to hammer the... let's see, what do we want to put? I guess we want to get rid of the Sawbones. Sawbones is like the bigger attack here. So we'll just use Solid Ground as a good defensive option. We take 1, fall down to 19. Our 2 Seismic Surges pop, and we're just going to kill the Sawbones. We kill the Sawbones. We Arsenal to Crush the Weak. We do have a couple of blow for blows that we can kind of try to lean into to get a lot of value out of here. Hopefully we can draw one pretty soon. This hand is not great, so we'll just block 8. This is fine. I think saving Crown of Providence for like a really dire backbreaking turn is really where I want to be. Tip the Barkeep, sure. Create a Rum, and then they can... Yeah, I was like, they don't really have many options here as far as like what they want to put in play. Putting Rigor Mortis into play seems fine. We will block 3, take 3. And then from here, I'm going to kill one of the Rigor Mortis because it is the highest power ally that they have. I know that leaving it in play for both blow for a blow is a pretty good job, as a pretty good thing to do, but we already have the Scuba in play that we want to kill. So we're going to try and leave the board like this as much as we can. Really doesn't matter if we don't see one, though. I mean, we are like definitely running out of time here where we can see one and it matter for what we're trying to do. Like, we're definitely in like a narrow window where we're going to hope that they can't utilize too much go again here. Like, if they're attacking us once a turn, that's okay. But if they are like attacking us multiple times per turn, we're going to be in a pretty tough spot. Okay, so they're going to send multiple things here. They're going to send multiple things here, and we're just going to kill... We're going to block this and take one. And then they'll probably throw the Rigor Mortis at us. Dead Threads into the Rigor Mortis, probably. No, they're just going to pitch the Sawbones. Yeah, we'll give them a gold. It does not feel good, but it's where we're at right now. They had what I would consider like not the best turn in the world, and they were still able to throw 13 at us. So like that was a pretty good turn of reprieve in my opinion, but still like just taking 13 felt bad there. I mean, we didn't take 13, but being attacked for 13 on like their off turn feels pretty tough. I mean, being able to get one of these surface shakings in play would be ideal, but I don't know that we're going to have that option here. Call to the Grave, okay. I mean, there might be a world where we're taking a turn off to try and play surface shaking. That feels bad, but it could be the correct play. Could be the correct play. Back alley break line is not great. They draw and discard a card. They put Chum into the yard. They already had another Chum in there, so it's not like that's like this crazy thing that happened. They do have 2 action points, so they get to send quite a bit of damage here. They can go 6 into Chum, I suppose. They're probably just going to go ahead and activate the hook and then send Chum straight across the board. No, they're just going to attack for 4. Well, we've got to kill Chum, so we are going to pitch to make a surge, and then we're going to swing the hammer. Yeah, because this costs 3, so it works with Anothos into kill Chum. If they have another -1, that might end the game. Well, we're hanging on by a thread here, and I do mean a thread. We are hanging on by a thread. We're going to block with Crush the Weak. If they decide to draw another card here, we do have the ability to use the Solid Ground like as a free defense reaction here, which could be pretty good. We could also pitch Smashing Good Time to this as well. They do draw another card. Okay, so Solid Ground is free. Avaschi's Go Again. I do not like that they have Go Again. That's not great. They're using that Go Again to play Swabby from hand and then probably attack with it. If I had to guess, they could go Rum. Oh, this has Go Again automatically? Never mind. So we're just going to block with the Solid Ground here since it's free. We'll take 2, which means they make a gold. Gold-weighted hook into swing the Rigor Mortis. And we're going to block to take 4 down to 2. And then we're going to swing the hammer at the Swabby here. We're probably going to have to use... We are probably going to have to use Crown of Providence to stay in this game if we're going to be able to like keep blow for a blow in hand to sweep 2 things. I mean, it's been 11 turns and we've not seen a blow for a blow. That is just unfortunate, to be honest. Like, we saw some good draws early, but we have not seen any since, which feels pretty bad. Yep, I guess we're going to take one here. That's the last call to a grave, I'm pretty sure. Man, this game has been really downhill ever since they were able to stop the when they drew the, what's it called? This thing? Fearless Confrontation. That card was absolutely insane. I felt like we were in actually a pretty decent chance to try and win this game if we got the compass that turn, and Fearless Confrontation was back breaking. I mean, they did have blood in the water that turn, I'm pretty sure. So, like, maybe it didn't matter. Maybe they were just going to block blood in the water and then discard something anyway. I mean, we're not able to make surges, so I guess we're just going to block like this. Like keeping the promising terrain in our hand doesn't really help us with anything. Oh, I didn't realize they had another action point. It's not a good time to draw a Ley Line of the old ones. Not a good time to draw a Ley Line of the old ones here. So we're going to block 4, and we're going to kill the Sawbones. And now, even if we do draw into a blow for a blow, it's honestly just... Like, if we draw a blow for a blow here, it's just going to be bad. Because we're not even able to play it. We're at 1. We have no breathing room. There's, like, no room where we can even take some damage and put together a turn. We're just in a bad spot overall. So... And we do draw a blow for a blow. Was possibly... This was the first turn it was actually just too late. I think before this, there was like a small chance we could have like utilized it and been okay, but now I don't think so. The worst part's the rigor mortis is for 6, so it's like the flexors doesn't help us there. That was kind of a lucky break for us, to be honest. We're just going to block with flexors here on this as well. But they still have allies they can put into play. This feels like just an automatic 3 of in this deck. It's so broken. So broken. We're just going to block 7. I mean, using the flexors to like try and do something is fine, I guess. Oh, man. Seismic Surges pop, which don't really matter. And then we'll just go ahead and kill the Cutty Shark. Kill the Cutty Shark, and then we'll just pass. At this point, we're kind of just playing, like, going through the motions. Well, this is for 4. I mean, again, we'll go through it here. We'll try to make it happen. F4 floating. Yeah, draw a card. Make a surge. That's right. We're still making surges. I mean, maybe they make 3 surges. They don't attack us, and we can send batter to a pulp with dominate. And maybe we still lose. I'm going to be honest. I think if you take Compass off the board right now, I don't think we win the game. Like at 1, okay. Well, but I still think if you take Compass off the board, I still think we lose. I think it just feels that bad from there. Yeah, the Fearless Confrontation was absolutely backbreaking and probably cost us the game there. On turn 3, we start to try and get aggressive. I play a Surface Shaking to set up 3 Seismic Surges, and then I throw a Spinal Crush for 9 Dominate. Now, I was hoping that this Spinal Crush would chew through some of my opponent's equipment as I'm trying to set up the batter to a pulp for the following turn, but my opponent had the blood in the water, which really just kind of sucks. On the following turn, I have Terra Sunder and I have batter to a pulp, Batter to a Pulp for 11 did not crush, unfortunately, but we kind of knew that going into the turn cycle. Knowing that they have all of their equipment left and my opponent was loaded up, they were able to block out that crush effect. But they did lose their last 2 cards to the Terra Sunder effect, which was kind of nice. So we started to make some headway, even though we hadn't got the compass on turn 4. On turn number 6, we've set up another turn where we're going to try and go all in on the Batter to a Pulp, thinking that if I'm at 20 life, I might be able to fatigue my opponent from here if we can get the compass on the board. Now, we had a long way to go, but it was possible from here. Well, my opponent hits me with the Fearless Confrontation. Taking away Dominate and making the attack only for 9 was so bad for me. It was absolutely backbreaking in this situation, and it felt so bad to see this card pop up. Now, I will admit, my opponent did have the Blood in the Water, so they were probably just going to be able to give me the Dead Threads and the Blood in the Water to block it anyway. But Fearless Confrontation made this feel absolutely so bad. And from here, honestly, the game just kind of spiraled. Guys, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the game, or if there's anything you feel that I might have missed, or some better plays I could have made. I'd love to hear about it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.